69-year-old woman is the second reported death after Saturday night storms that just absolutely shook the area. This is where she lived. You can see it's gone. We're in the backyard of where the family lives, with their permission, obviously. Over here, just a pile of rubble that you can see from her home being uprooted. Spoke to a wife. She says it was her mother-in-law. Says that was her mother-in-law's car. EMS and other emergency responders came out here, and it did take them a while to actually dig her body out.
Now, dozens of other families are displaced. I sat down with this couple who is also dealing with extensive damage and actually lives right next door to the woman who was killed.
I told a friend of mine this morning, I'm just lost. I don't know what the next step is.
I live in Tornado Alley, and I have noticed a clear difference in how the National Weather Service has been operating now versus before it got defunded. And this didn't just happen once, it happened twice because we had 2 tornadoes come relatively close to our area this past spring. The first tornado that we had this season, I was alerted to the fact that it was heading our way and it was a very dangerous situation by Ryan Hall first. A YouTuber was quicker to get this information to me than the National Weather Service. And then the sirens started going off and there was still no National Weather Service alert, which is very atypical because typically you will get the alert before the sirens ever go off. And the second tornado that we had actually was a more dangerous situation because that happened early in the morning. I woke up to sirens at like 7 in the morning and I was very confused. I just thought they had been testing the sirens and I didn't think that there was actually going to be a tornado at 7 in the morning. Especially because my phone, I did not get the alert on my phone that there was a tornado coming to my area until after we got to the shelter. I'm pretty sure my college was able to give out an email alert quicker than the National Weather Service was to warn us of a tornado coming. And this might seem a little bit crazy, but if you're from the South or the Tornado Alley, you get this. We don't necessarily take sirens as seriously as we do the national alert. For me, sirens have always solidified that the national alert is correct in what it's saying, but I always take the national alert a lot more seriously than the sirens because sirens will go off here all the time and nothing will ever happen. So I'm very curious if anyone else from Tornado Alley or any other area that gets severe weather has experienced a change, because with what happened in Texas recently, I would not be surprised if they did not get a warning quick enough.
Heads up, North Texas, we are currently under a tornado watch until 11 o'clock this evening. That is in any county that you see shaded in that yellow on this map here. So that includes the entire Metroplex and counties along and north of the 20 corridor. Our current setup, as we take a look at radar currently, storms are developing in our northwestern counties closer to Wichita Falls. We are under the influence of a cap across much of the region. A cap is a layer of warm air in the upper levels of the atmosphere that inhibits real strong storm development. That cap has been holding so far for much of the region. The problem is we've seen a lot of sunshine today and we're also very muggy out. If you've stepped out at any point, you've noticed it. We have the high heat, we have the humidity. We do have enough instability to really fuel these storms if they can get going. And And that is going to be our limiting factor. Where those storms are able to break the cap, they will have the potential to turn explosive very quickly, and we've already seen that back closer to Wichita Falls. The cap has held across the rest of North Texas, at least thus far. This is just going to be an evening to keep an eye on the radar. Not everybody sees storms. These would be very isolated storms that pop up across the region, but isolated storms that pack a punch. Threats for large hail, threats for damaging winds, and also tornadoes. That's something we have to watch closely through the rest of this evening. If you download the CBS News app and just click the weather icon in the top left of your page, that'll take you to an interactive radar, and you can kind of move that around and look at the radar in your area, because once again, not everybody will see these strong storms today, but where they do develop, where they do break the cap, they would turn explosive very quickly. So that's something we'll keep a close eye on here at CBS News Texas through the rest of this evening. Just make sure you're staying weather aware and you have multiple ways to receive alerts.
Hey everybody, I'm gonna do just a quick video update. Sorry, keep shaking. So last night, there was a tornado in North Texas and it ripped through where we live. Thankfully the house that we're at didn't get touched. Just like lost a few shingles kind of thing. But what it was is my mom, stepdad, and they had brought their dog with them. They went down to the next town east of us to help someone with grocery money. And my mom called me and she said that a tornado has touched down north of the house. And she told me to have my husband, myself, and our dog get in my car and drive to the nearest town south of us. And so that's what we did. And as we're getting to that town, we hear that another tornado touched down south of the house. But from what we're hearing right now, it sounds like it probably was the same tornado, just spotted in two different areas. I'm not sure. So we met at like a Sonic and hung out until about 30 minutes before the tornado watch warning was done, because it was up until like 11 at night. So we started heading back around 10:30, because it was like 9 when they called us and had us drive down there. So we stayed for like an hour at the Sonic. And when we started driving back, it was a lot of traffic. And it's because like, you know, my husband's the one driving and I'm looking, and it's like on the right, there was a whole bunch of, like, they had a section of prefab homes, and like a few of them were toppled over completely, like just flipped over. There was a car in a ditch. There was a electric pole was down. Lots of trees in the road. Yeah, so it's like we got to the house and it was pitch black, so we lost power. And we were, we were dealing with, trying to check everything. We didn't have significant damage. We couldn't really tell until like the morning. But we lost a few shingles off the like west side of the house, and the bunch of the outdoor furniture was just strewn everywhere. Water got into the house through the back door, because it's like they have a draft issue, so it was able to get in through there. It also did it in the garage as well. Had a bunch of stuff thrown into the pool. Yeah, it's like, I guess one of my mom's planters went from like the backyard to the front yard, and only half of it was in the front yard. And so we're like, something happened, even though the tornado technically, it's because the surrounding air, the surrounding wind is going to be whipping. It came up to like, I think it was like over 90 miles per hour. I have yet to hear how big the tornado was. What was its rating, like an EF1 or 2 or whatever. And I haven't been outside. We've been staying here to watch over the dogs and everything. I've seen pictures on Facebook of what the county looks like in different areas where it just wiped out houses. My stepdad and my mom, they're, kind of part of the leadership of their ward kind of thing. And they're going, and it's a ward in their church. And they're going and they're checking on everybody. Because there's a lot of elderly, a lot of people without the means of being able to get out kind of thing. So it's like, doing all that. And so they've been checking on everyone, and compared to everybody else, it's like, we're so much better off than what other people have had. Like other people, they had one of their members had a tractor was lifted up and it fell on their chicken coop and took out all of their chickens. Another one, what was it? It was like their garage crushed their cars. Another one, it was a neighbor's house. A neighbor's roof was torn off and then landed on the other neighbor's roof. And so it's like now everybody's got, and so far from what we've heard, nobody was hurt. No deaths have been reported, so that's thankful. And this is like, yesterday was a busy day because my mom and we went up to my dad's in Oklahoma to go see him, and that's a whole other video I'll have to vent on in a different time because I don't want to waste too much of the battery, and I don't have that much time on this video, but he's not doing well. And my Nana, she's she was like unrecognizable to me. Like I second guessed if that was my Nana. I was confused. And so it definitely was a hard day. And then when we were visiting my Nana's, when my mom got the alert for the tornado watch, that literally was like all of North Texas, all of Oklahoma. I heard it went up to like Wisconsin. It was like this whole area. And so we were like booking it. I mean, not illegally, but we were doing what we could and not stopping as often as we would want to. And just so we could get home before the storm hit. And then that's when, everything went down about 30 minutes after we got home. More like an hour after we got home, but still. And so, thankfully we were home and able to get through this kind of thing. Otherwise it would have been my stepdad and my husband trying to do that. But I spoke with my family in Oklahoma, and for them, they didn't have anything. They didn't have any storms. It was all south of them. And so I think what it was is the storm was pretty fast going south and then going east. And so it's like it hit North Texas and then it continued off east, which we were told that it went as far as Fort Worth, like Fort Worth Center. And so, yeah, and then the town that my parents had been, at the grocery store, they left before they got the brunt of it over there, like before the town got it. But they got like the baseball sized hail, like and so, it was just a lot of stuff going on. And now with the power outage, it was like we got it for like 3 minutes and then it went away. And now as they're outside, like dealing with everything, they're being told that we're probably not going to get power until May. So we're probably going to be out of power for about a week, which makes things hard because it's like, I mean, we got canned green beans and canned corn. So, and I probably have packets of tuna somewhere, but yeah, it's like, it's going to be definitely like not eating what you want. And then I have to deal with my dog's dog food and all kinds of stuff. I have no idea if my husband's going to have work, because we were told the building next to his work got damaged, but that his building looked fine. He won't find that out until tomorrow. So hopefully, everything's okay on that end. Hopefully they have power so then he could still go to work, versus my parents who work from home. They have to go find a place to be able to do their day jobs. So, but yeah, that's what I've got. Hope everyone has a good rest of their Sunday. Be safe. Think about people. And I hope to be able to post again soon. Okay, bye.